don't think. Is he the captain of Man City? I don't think he is, or
No, I don't think
was.
he is, no.
But he's got this ACL injury, the Cruciate ligament injury, which you go back a few years, that finished players' careers. There was no surgeon could repair that. But of course now
Yeah.
it's relatively common as an injury, particularly in the women's game. And just on that point, I think some of the women footballers before now, um, Williamson, the England captain, she's okay now. She's back fit after an ACL injury. But I remember when she got that a year or so ago, or whenever, she was quite angry. She said, if the number of ACL injuries were happening to men as much as women, they would have done something about it by now and got it a lot better or whatever. Which I mean, I think she's a very good footballer. But my own view of what she said, maybe she rethought it afterwards. But there was quite a lot of comments afterwards saying, well, it's not only men who are surgeons and medics who look into these things. It could have been solved not just by male people, but by female scientific, you know, sports people.
Yeah.
So there was that point made. But then, of course, I think it's been accepted now that women are far more likely to get an ACL injury because, and I don't know the Scientology of this, if that is the word, um, but it's to do with women tend to have wider hips because they have the children, and that factor it's about measurements from the hips to the knee, etc., etc. And for some reason, which they have determined, a woman in football, which is a high pressure sport, some of the tackles in men's game particularly, but in the women's game as well, and the pressure on ankles, knees, everywhere really, it's a huge pressure game on the body. So with these technical, physical reasons why women tend to be more prone to it, and that's what happens. They get quite a lot of the ACL injury, and hopefully the fact that they can continue playing, even I mean, Rodri, as you say, is out for the season by
Yeah.
all accounts, unless he makes a miraculously quick comeback. But it is a serious injury. Once, as I say, it used to finish careers. So I think it will affect Man City. I was a little bit surprised they drew at the weekend, didn't they? They drew 1-1,
Yeah.
um, which was a bit of a surprise. And then until about the 94th minute, Arsenal, I think, were 2-2 and weren't looking to take advantage of the earlier slip up, if you like, by Man City, and then managed to get two goals to make the result 4-2, which was incredible.
Yeah.
And I think Man City are still top on goal difference. I think Rodri will make a difference because a player of that caliber isn't easily replaceable, except that Man City have got good cover in all positions. So it may not affect them significantly as it would another team. But yeah, I don't. I mean, they got the business of the investigation going on against their 100+ apparent or alleged um, failures or things done wrong. As we say, they're alleged. But I don't think the results of that will come out until the end of the season. So if they are deducted points, it certainly won't affect this season's performance. So I, I think it will either be, I mean, Liverpool, of course, are good. They got a new manager, which may have an impact, not necessarily for the better. But I think it's going to be between Man City and Arsenal. That's my prediction, which you might say is a very easy thing to predict, but it doesn't always work that way. I think Arteta and Arsenal, he has this iron-like determination, and I respect that in him. I mean, I think sometimes it can make a manager a bit like Ferguson. It can make them see things through their own tinted spectacles, if you like. They don't often see the other side of the coin. But in a way, you almost need that as a manager. I don't think you lose the dressing room when you're like that. You have a little bit of toughness, a little bit of fear, even, and the players generally respond. And I think that's a good attribute a manager can have. So, yeah, to answer your question, I think Man City will be there, as they say, there or thereabouts at the end of the season. But then it could go either way. I think both Arsenal and City will win most of their games, and it will come down probably to the last half dozen games. Whether Liverpool impact on that, I don't know. I think they'll be in the top four, but I don't. I think the jury is out yet on. Is it Kloss, the manager, whatever his name is? The jury's out because they had a slip up, didn't they, at home against Nottingham Forest, I think, which is very unusual. So I'm not convinced that they are quite the same team as they were under Klopp. I think Klopp was so established there, and they played for him as well as for the team. So I don't know. I don't really see Liverpool challenging for the title, which probably means, as I've said, that they probably will win it. Because I've not been known to be always overly accurate with my predictions. But on balance, I think it will be either Man City or Arsenal. It won't be Crystal Palace, I'm sad to say. We're struggling, really. As I say, we're playing Liverpool Saturday, which is not a given that Palace will lose. You never know with these things. I think last year we actually went up to Liverpool and beat them. So that can happen, but we've played 6 games, I think drawn 3 and lost the others. So again, whether Oliver Glasner, if we keep losing, we've got Liverpool, and then the international break, and then it's away to Forest, and then home to Spurs. So it's a tough next 3 games, and I don't want to see Glasner go. He's got a track record of winning the Europa Cup in another country.
Yeah.
He's a good man, but I don't know whether I don't know whether he's tough enough. I see him on the touchline. He's barking out orders and pointing here, there, and everywhere, as some of these managers do. I'm just not. I wonder if he's too much Mr. Nice Guy. I don't know. Probably unfair of me to say that, but Palace do need to start winning or getting some points pretty smartly, because the way it's going, it's going to be possibly in November before we even win a game.
Yeah.
But anyway, time will tell. But
Never know.
it's always inevitable. There's a managerial go around in the Premier League at some stage, isn't it?
Yeah.
But whether Eric Ten Hag will be the first one to go,
Well,
time will tell.
I hope it is.
No?
I said I hope he is. I hope he is the first one to go.
Yeah, you obviously want him gone, which is
I
fair enough.
do.
He's not doing the business, is he really? But
No, it's not.
it's
It's
also
not.
players also have responsibility, and they have spent money, and you could argue that the players aren't really producing what they should be. So I don't ever think it's all down on a manager. But yeah, you don't seem to get those problems with Klopp when he was here, or Guardiola. They always seem to get the best out of their players. So a lot of it is on the manager, I guess.
It is. It is on a lot of it is on the manager because he sort of gives the game a sense of direction or the team, so to say.
In the tactics as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. He
yeah,
draws up the plan on how to play each team. How to play this team, how to play that team. Who to play what position.
mm,
And what formation to play. And if he's not getting that right, the team is
yeah,
gonna, and I think that's what's happening. He's not getting it right. He's obviously not getting it right because there seems to be something wrong with,
mm,
there's something wrong somewhere with the way that he's structured the whole thing. And he needs to go back to his drawing board and well, he's got 2-game ultimatum now, and chances
yeah.
are,
He has. Yeah.
yeah, he's going to win those 2 games and then go back to being rubbish.
Do you know who? Do you know what the 2 games are? I don't know who they're scheduled to play
Yeah,
next.
I think one of them is. I was reading about it this morning. I think one of them is a European club, and the other one is a Premier League game. So I think
I
so.
see. What? So one game is in probably, it's not the Champions League, is it? They didn't get into that, did they? I can't remember now. Or are they in the Europa League?
I
Possibly
think
that.
I think it's in the Europa League.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Porto FC now. I can't remember, but I'll find out.
He's
And
got to
then
win them anyway. That's the point. If he doesn't win them,
if it doesn't
I
win
think
them,
he'll be gone, won't he?
he'll be gone. Yeah. So this is all we've got time for. Do you want to do the conclusion, bruv?
Yeah, it's okay. Well, we talked about a few things, Man United particularly, and Man City. And to me, the time has gone by so quickly. I can't believe that that was 35 or 40 minutes, but there we are. Hope you've enjoyed something of what we've said. Listen in again next week. Try and subscribe to our channel if you're interested. We'd like that. And in